For my own safety and privacy, I'll be using AI in this video. Thanks for understanding. I'm trying to do something different from other YouTubers my age. Instead of just telling you what happened at school, I want to actually bring you along and show you what my first day back was like. So I was actually planning on recording this with my GoPro, but of course the battery died, and I can't find the battery pack anywhere. So we're doing this the old-fashioned way. So, with that out of the way, let me take you through my first day. Period 1 was history, and honestly, my experience in that class was pretty interesting. We had to make a paper airplane, but there was a twist. We had to write some things about ourselves on the airplane. And there was a prize for whoever made the best one. So obviously, I locked in. I made what I thought was the best paper airplane, and somehow, I actually won the prize. But then my teacher picked up my paper airplane and started putting me on the spot. And that's when I basically ended up exposing my biggest secret. I'm a YouTuber, so yeah. Winning the prize was cool, but accidentally exposing myself to my entire class? Yeah, that backfired pretty quickly. Onto my second period classroom. Honestly, not much was going on here. We just had to answer one icebreaker question when our teacher called us up to mark us present. And the question was, would you rather see minutes into the future or years into the future? Let me know in the comments which one you would choose. But anyway, I chose minutes into the future, because honestly, that seemed like the safer option. Then, after I sat back down, I noticed some of the girls looking at themselves in their phones, and I was just sitting there like, yep, this is definitely my second period. Now on to my next class. Honestly, nothing crazy happened here either. We just had to do an assignment introducing ourselves to the teacher. He actually seemed like a pretty nice guy. And after that, me and my friend basically spent the rest of the class just chopping it up the entire time. So compared to accidentally exposing myself as a YouTuber in the first period, this class was definitely the calmest one so far. Now on to one of my favorite teachers, my hospitality and tourism class. This guy is genuinely a really nice teacher. You can pretty much talk to him about anything. My brother actually really liked his class too, and now that I'm here, I can definitely see why. As for what actually happened, honestly, not much. I mostly just hung out in his classroom and chilled. Although there is one thing that's kinda killing it for me. There's this group of like 7 or 8 girls who are always around, and let's just say, they definitely make the classroom a little more chaotic. But other than that, I'm definitely starting to like this class. Now onto my 5th period class, and honestly, this class was a nothing burger. Nothing really interesting happened. I showed up, did what I had to do, and that was pretty much it. Now before we get into the rest of my classes, we gotta talk about lunch. So me and my friends went over to our usual table and claimed it by putting our backpacks next to it. After that, we all got in line, grabbed our food, and came back to the table. Honestly, everything was going great. Everybody was talking, laughing, and just having a good time. For some reason, I was the only one standing up while everyone else was sitting down. And that's when one of my friends decided he wanted to make my day a little more interesting. This man grabbed a bag of apple slices and started trying to swing them at me. The first swing completely missed, so I just didn't notice him and kept eating my food. Unfortunately, a couple of seconds later he tried again, and this time, he landed at the most unfortunate place for me. The bag of apple slices hit me right where no guy wants to get hit. The pain was immediate. One second I was standing there enjoying my lunch. The next second I was basically folded. I just remember dropping to the ground and questioning every decision that led me to that moment. Meanwhile, my friends were losing their minds. And the craziest part? After all of that, my friend told me that his intrusive thoughts won. Which honestly, I think we all figured that out already. So yeah, lunch was definitely memorable. Not because of the food, but because I got taken out by a bag of apple slices on the first day of school. Then came my 6th period class. And this is where I finally met the teacher I had heard a lot about. Apparently she was known for being pretty strict. So before I even walked into her classroom, I already had an idea of what I was walking into. But once I actually got into her classroom, she was just an older teacher who had clearly been teaching for most of her life. And honestly, I think I completely misunderstood her because of all the rumors I had heard. From what I could tell, she just seemed like someone who didn't want to deal with any BS. For most of the class, she was explaining her expectations, going over the school rules, and telling us what we could expect going forward. Meanwhile, I was sitting there talking with my brother's friend, and we were joking about how we were gonna dip from her class and change our schedules. And now, I'm starting to regret that decision. Because I had already sent the email to my counselor asking about switching classes, and at that point there was pretty much nothing I could do. So yeah, my 6th period was definitely interesting. Mostly because I was already trying to plan my escape from a class where there might not have even been anything to worry about. My 7th period teacher is also a pretty nice guy. And honestly, I really like his classroom. It's computer science and applications, and the class is actually pretty interesting to me. I'm not gonna lie, I think I might actually like it here. So far, this might be one of the classes I'm looking forward to. Let's just say I wasn't exactly a fan of my old teacher. It was mainly because of his attitude when it came to assignments, and somehow, I was lucky enough to pull a B in that class. So I really want to thank my school counselor for switching me out of that classroom. Because now I have a new 8th period teacher, and honestly, I think I'm gonna like this class a lot more. Although there is one problem. He likes Pepsi over Coca-Cola. And as a die-hard Coca-Cola fan, I don't know if I can forgive him for that. But whoever my school counselor is, you earned my praise. And that pretty much wraps up my first day back at Desert Pines.
I'll be doing a Q&A once I hit 1,000 subscribers, so if you have any questions, make sure to leave them down below, and if we get 50 likes, I'll talk about my crush. I mean, I'm probably gonna talk about her regardless, but if we hit that goal, I'll make sure that's one of my main topics on this channel, long form. Anyway, that's it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.